Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm going to be showing you how I make this super cute granny square inspired crop top. You can like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want more crochet content. You can also find my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, my website all in the description down below. Alright, so to start off today I have a tapestry needle, I have some scissors, and then I'm going to be using a 4mm size G hook. For the yarn today, I'm using orange Lily Sugar and Cream 100% cotton. I also have a yellow and I have a brown. So, first thing we're going to do, I'm starting with my brown and I'm going to be making a magic circle. And how you do that is you hold your yarn like so. You're going to wrap it around your fingers to where it crosses over like that. You're going to take your hook, you're going to put it under the first one, and then you're going to grab the second one and pull it through, and then you're going to make a chain. Take your fingers out and then you should have a magic circle. So I already chained one and I'm going to chain another one. And then from here, I'm going to be placing 3 double crochets into my circle. So that's 1, 2, and 3. From here, I'm going to be chaining 2. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to be placing 3 more double crochets into my magic circle. Alright, so I did that. Now I'm going to be chaining 2. And then I'm just going to be placing 3 more double crochets into my magic circle. Once you've done your 3 double crochets 3 times, plus these 2 chains right here, I'm going to take this piece of yarn that we have left over from our magic circle, and I'm going to pull it. And what that's going to do is it's going to tighten down our little magic circle there. And from here, I've just done my last 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to be placing a slip stitch in the top of my first double crochet that we did. So you should have a little triangle right now. From here, I'm going to be switching colors. So I'm going to cut off my yarn. I'm going to pull this out. And then what I like to do is I like to bring my 2 pieces of scrap yarn together so that I can tie them in a knot. So I have my 2 together right now. I'm just going to tie those together. Alright, and once I have those tied together, I'm just going to cut off the end pieces. Right now I have this little triangle with my 3 double crochets and then my chain 2 spaces. The next color I'm going to grab is my yellow. I'm going to be making a slip stitch and then I'm going to put that on my hook. From here I'm going to pick up my little triangle. I'm going to yarn over and then I'm going to be placing my hook in that chain 2 spot from before right here. I'm going to be placing 3 double crochets. After you do those 3 double crochets, we're going to be chaining 2. And then I'm going to place 3 more double crochets into that same chain 2 space from before. Once you have your little corner piece done, I'm going to be moving on to my next corner right over here. Not going to be chaining 1 in between or anything like that. So I'm going to yarn over and place 3 double crochets in my next chain 2 spot from the round before. After I do that, I'm going to chain 2 and place 3 more double crochets into that same spot. Alright, perfect, and we're just going to do the same thing in this next chain 2 spot right over here. So I'm going to do the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Once you're done with that, we're going to be placing a slip stitch right here in that first double crochet that we did to connect the round. And then from here, I'm going to be switching colors. So I already cut off my yarn, and I'm just going to take these two pieces, tie them together, and then we'll call it a day. So here's what you should have so far. We have these 3 corner spots with our chain 2s, and then in between each one, we have a little space that we're gonna put stitches into later. So the next color I'm going to be changing to is gonna be brown again. I'm going to make a slip stitch, put that on my hook. And we're just going to be doing the exact same thing as last time. It is just a little bit different because last time we just had 3 corner pieces, and now we also have these little spaces in between. So I am going to start in the corner. I'm going to yarn over and be placing 3 double crochets in that corner spot. And then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Right, so there's our corner piece. And then the next part we have is this little space right here between our 2 3 double crochets. I'm going to yarn over and place 3 double crochets in that space right there. Right, so I've done my corner piece where we started. I did not chain 1 in between, and then I placed 3 double crochets right in between those 2 clusters down here. And if you've ever made a granny square, it is very similar to that. We're just doing it in a triangle instead of a square. So from here, I'm just going to yarn over and I'm gonna do my corner spot. So that's gonna be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So from here, you're just going to repeat the same pattern all the way around. I'm going to do 3 double crochets in this chain space, corner right here with the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'm going to put 3 double crochets right here, and then I'm going to slip stitch. Alright, so I went all the way around, and from here I'm going to be placing my slip stitch in that first double crochet that we did in the row. And then from here I'm going to be changing colors, so I'm going to do my regular cut it off and tie it in a knot. Alright, so from here it is pretty much just repeating this same round over and over and over again until it fits you. So I am just going to continue doing that until I have a pretty good size cup, and then we'll come back and talk about the rest of the top. Alright, so now that I finished my top, I ended up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of those. And I obviously went ahead and made another one of those. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the bottom of the top. I'm gonna start with an orange. I'm gonna make a slip stitch and put that on my hook. And whenever I am doing this, here is where I left off on my last loop around, and that's where I have my knot tied. So I want to make sure that this is on the bottom. Same with this one right here. I'm gonna put those 2 facing down to where our rib cage would be, so that that is hidden and not on the outside of our cups. So anyway, I'm just going to take this one. I've got my slip stitch on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm going to be doing 3 double crochets into my corner stitch right here. Alright, and then I'm just going to continue on doing 3 double crochets in this chain spot, 3 double crochets in this one, all the way across the bottom of my cup. So there would be my last one, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab my other cup right here, and I'm going to be actually going through both of these corner pieces at the same time. So I'm just going to overlap them, yarn over, and then make sure I go through both. There's one, there's the other one. And I'm going to be placing my 3 double crochets as normal. And that is going to be attaching our cups there. And then I'm just going to keep doing that down my other cup. Alright, so I went all the way across the bottom, and in my last corner piece I just did the 3 double crochets like we normally would. So from here I'm not going to switch colors, I'm just going to keep going with my orange. I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to be chaining 3, and then from here I'm just going to yarn over and I'm going to start my 3 double crochets in this spot right here. So it should look like that, and we're just going to keep going across like we normally would. Right, so I have come to my end, and I actually am going to be switching colors here. So I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm actually just going to slip stitch right here where we started. And then from here I'm going to cut this off and tie those ends together. And then I'm not going to cut these off just because it is on the outside and that would look kind of bad. So what I would usually do is I'm going to weave these in later, but for now, we're just going to turn our work over. I'm gonna start with my brown, make a slip stitch, put it on my hook, and then we're just gonna go into this chain 3 space and make 3 double crochets. And then from there, I'm just going to continue going down the row like normal. Okay, so I am coming up on the end of my orange row, and I have my chain 3 space here from the last row, and I'm just going to be placing my 3 double crochets in that chain 3 spot. And then I'm just going to do one more row of the brown. So from here, I'm going to turn it, do a chain 3 like we did last time, and then just place my 3 double crochets in this next chain spot right here, and then keep on going down the row. Here's my last 3 double crochets in my brown row, and here is where I'm going to be changing to the yellow. So I'm going to do what we did with the orange. I'm going to chain 3, slip stitch down here, cut this off. I'm going to be tying those together and then weaving them in along with the orange, and then I'm going to do 2 rows of yellow. Alright, so here is what I have on the bottom so far. I did the 2 rows of orange, 2 of brown, and 2 of yellow. And to finish it off, I just want to do a row of single crochets along the bottom because I really want to end with brown because that's what I ended with on the top. So I'm just going to take my brown, do a little slip stitch, put it on my hook, and I'm going to start over here. I'm going to place 1 in the chain 3 spot, and then I'm just going to be placing 1 on every single double crochet across the top there. Just like that. Alright, so I did that row of single crochets all the way across the bottom. I'm just going to cut that off now. And I'm going to weave that end in, and then after that we're going to be putting the straps on. Okay, so we're going to be putting the straps on up here, and to do that, I'm just going to pull my yarn through this chain 2 spot. I'm going to tie it in a knot. Take my tapestry needle and I'm going to weave in this end right here. And then I'm just going to be making a basic chain. So I'm going to put my yarn through there and just start chaining off of that. So it makes a pretty clean join there. And then you're just going to keep chaining for your straps until your chain is long enough to go over your shoulder, across the back to here. And then you can cross it 3 times, so it'd be here, or you can just go from here, here, and then have it tie. So I'm going to do that. All right, so I finished my straps, and this is the back of my top here. So I'm just going to be weaving my straps through the sides to make it a lace-up back. So I have this strap right here, and it's gonna go through my corner piece on this bra cut. Same thing with this one. There you go. Then I'm going to take this one right here and put it in the middle of my bottom. Right there. I'm going to take this side and put it in the same spot. And then from there, I'm going to take it and put them in the bottom corner. Right, and then here it should tie together. And that is the finished top.